Hey Aries, welcome to your May 2023 mid-month reading here. As always, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into your reading and see what's going on with you for the rest of the month. So hopefully you all are doing well. And without further ado, let's just jump into it, right, Aries? Let's just get straight to it. How y'all like it? Just straight to the point. Let's see. So in this first row, we're going to take a look at your career. In the second row, we're going to take a look at your relationships. And in the third row, we're going to take a look at any messages that want to come through from your higher self. So let's see. Okay. Interesting. You have this inheritance card. So for some of you, it's not going to be all of you, but you could be receiving a inheritance here. I'm also picking up as well, it's like you could just be getting some type of benefit in general from a person here. Like usually inheritance, right? It's like, y'all know what an inheritance is. You could be coming into possession of something. Now, this can mean multiple things here. Maybe it's money, maybe it's new property, maybe it's a new car, whatever the case might be. I do feel like you're coming into, did y'all just see that? Anyways, I do feel like you're coming into some type of inheritance. All right. And you also have this gateway card here. I would see opportunities through here. Like if they present themselves and it's different, maybe it's different and like unique in a good way. Like, and you kind of feel that. I wouldn't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and pursue any type of opportunities that come your way with this gateway card here. It's interesting. Your relationship aspect looks like, things are starting to align here. It looks like the stars are starting to align. You do have the star card here in the heart of the reading, in the heart of the spread. Star card usually represents synchronicities, things that line up sort of in a synchronistic way. It's also where like it just kind of feels like things are falling into place in our life. Like, like after some time and period of things being chaos, it's almost as if things could be shifting into more order into your life, which is creating like the gateway for opportunities to flow through, right? Because think about it, like if everything's all over the place, imagine let's just say you're like, if you're driving and there's like stuff all over the place, you have to like swerve through it. But like once everything kind of is sorted out and put into order, then you can just drive right through. And that's what I'm kind of getting right now. You have this water element card, sensing. Now, I do pick up for a lot of you. You could be like very sensitive, but not like in a bad way. Like I think it's quite good to be sensitive, right? And I'm not saying overly sensitive, but it's good to be sensitive in the way to where it's like you're able to empathize with people. You're able to relate with people, right? Because if we didn't have the water element, it would be very hard to intuitively relate to one another. And so I get here that like you have that ability to be able to understand people. Now, a lot of you could be clairvoyant yourself and not know it, or you know that you're clairvoyant. If you're watching me, then you have an inkling of clairvoyancy. I can probably guarantee that. Water element also deals with the spiritual element, and the star card is the most spiritual card in the tarot. By the way, this spread is actually pretty good. We're going to jump into it. I feel like your higher self has some important messages here for you. And in regards to career, what I'm picking up, I feel like you're making it over the hump here, and I'll touch on that here in a moment. But the star card is the most spiritual card of the deck. And so the water element deals with the spirituality of things. So a lot of you're really reconnecting to your own inner world here. You're starting to develop your spiritual power, I want to say, like your intuitiveness, your ability to feel whole and complete internally. And you also have this spirit messages, observe limitations here. It's interesting. This is my card of synchronicity as well. If I'm telling you, if you've been seeing a lot of synchronicities lately, numbers, whether that's on license plates or, the time being 11:11, 555, 333, whatever the case might be, or just things just lining up in just synchronistic ways, there's a need to really pay attention to that. And it's, people always ask me like, well, what does it mean, Austin? Whenever I see like, these synchronicities, like what does it mean? And it's like, it's going to be different for everybody. You can't just go off like, like, let's just say, for instance, you Google the meaning of 1111. Let's just say, for an instance, you Google it. You're going to get so many different answers about what it means. What you truly need to do in that moment is the water element. What do you intuitively feel about the message that's being communicated with you through your guides, through your angels, through God or the universe or whatever you want to call it? Like, what do you think? What is it intuitively? What do you intuitively feel? And you got to be honest about it, right? Like, what do you intuitively feel the message is there? And then it's through that trust of your intuitiveness and your intuitive response that you develop deeper trust with yourself, which connects you to, quote unquote, your higher self, your spiritual self, right? Does that make sense? I could have probably explained that a little bit better, but it'll take me too long. Okay, we got to get into this reading. So in your career, like I said, I think you're overcoming some sort of hurdle or hump here, whether that's stagnancy or just you having to energetically push through a little bit of limitations and resistance here that you could have possibly been experiencing. It's interesting. I haven't pulled any pinnacles yet. We will clarify, but what I'm getting here is that a lot of you are trying to find balance here. It's interesting. Like I was getting in the beginning of the reading, there's been it's like things are, it's like trying to put things back in order here. And, for some of you, it's going to be different, right? Sometimes we're out of order by working too much and not making time for our interpersonal relationships. Or sometimes we're too caught up in relationships or other distractions or whatever the case might be, and we're not really focusing on our career. Or there's other things taking us away from that, right? So I get for some of you what the main issue is, and not even really an issue, but just the main thing that's coming up is balance. And I do see a lot of you actually moving toward more success. So if you've been working hard, if you've been devoting yourself and you've been coming from a place of, pure heart virtue, I see you prospering here with the 6 of Wands. 9 of Wands is telling you, this is a journey. You're going to face adversity along the way. You just got to persevere. That's what the 9 of Wands teaches in the tarot. That adversity is going to come. It's going to test your belief in regards to a particular thing, which is why the 9 goes to the 10. Once it tests your belief with the 9, it goes to the 10 of how long, like how much can you put up with and endure, right? Because Saturn deals with endurance. How long can you endure to get to the finish line of what it is that you truly believe in to accomplish, right? That's why 10 of Wands is a burden, right? Things become a burden because it's like you got to push through. It's like when you got a deadline, you know what I mean? So I think it's important for you to feel through things here and to approach situations with, and I think you know this too, but what they balanced, rational mind with that 2 of Swords. And I feel like as long as you can do that, then I feel like you're going to be conquering a lot of these obstacles and persevering. It's interesting. It's like sometimes it's like we focus too much of our attention on like the negative things that are going on, and it creates all this distortion in our reality to the point to where like everything else starts to fall out of balance for some reason. Right? We focus too much of our attention on negative things. We need to start focusing our attention on more positive energies, right? It's like, understand that you have full control over your reality and your circumstances. And it is very hard sometimes to persevere, but you have to understand and not lose faith. Like, you have to understand that you are the creator of your reality. If you want to change things, you can change them. If you want to put more balance into your life, you can put more balance into your life. Right? So that's what I got. But in regards to your relationships, I feel like there's a wish coming true for some of you here, especially with the Star card being in the heart of the spread. You could be meeting your match. Some of you, if you're already in a relationship, looks really well. I feel like this is I'm getting like a what do they call that? A power couple. I'd see you two being a power couple. Now, this is somebody new that you've met. I feel like, you guys have the same, it's almost like divine intervention in a way that you know how like when you meet somebody and it's just like it just divinely happens. Like for instance, like let's just say you bump into a person, I don't know, at the gym or something, and you're like, and then it's just like it just seems like it just kind of just happened, right? I kind of get that for some of you, like the ones that are single Or if you just met a person, I feel like the situation was like that. And I don't think it was by coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it was meant to happen here. And who knows? The star card is telling you to be open to the possibilities, right? Now, I can't see your whole future and where everything's going with the relationship. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But, you know, it's through having the lens of, like, the perceptional lens of seeing things as possibilities and being open to them, right? Because who knows? Maybe the person that you just met, maybe they're leading you to another person, right? Maybe they're a stepping stone to the next person, right? But relationships are your greatest teachers in life. And I feel like in life, you have way more than one soulmate. I think you have tons of soulmates. Anybody can be your soulmate. And I don't believe in twin flames. This is the most toxic thing, in my opinion. I think you can have multiple twin flames as well. But to just say that one person is your match only in this universe, that's just divinely false. Everything is your match. So, yeah. So, and this person could be a fire sign Aquarius. They can be an Aries, Leo, Sag, or they can be an Aquarius. They can be really any sign here. Others of you, like I said, if you're already in a partnership here, this looks really well. I see you two really getting on the same page about things, and like you two really having like this is a very high vibrational relationship. And I will say this as well, it's very important for the ones to where it's like you're having a hard time finding these high vibrational relationships. I really want to tell you this. I think it really starts with the interchange of what's going on in your internal world here, because it's like as soon as you fix that, as soon as you start to understand that reality is your mirror, right? Your reality is your mirror of what's going on internally. It's like I feel like as soon as you understand that and you just start to make the slightest changes, I feel like you'll find your match here. Like you'll find somebody, right? And like I read a quote the other day. It's a beautiful quote. And I know I'm talking a lot in your reading. So maybe some of y'all Aries like to talk a lot because I'm talking a lot. Ain't nothing wrong with talking a lot. Let's talk. Some of y'all may have Gemini, or air. But yeah, so let's just say the quote that I read just actually today, it said that I liked it. I underlined it. It said God damn it. It was something about if you feel like you have no friends and you feel like you're alone or you feel like you can't find the right relationships, the person was saying it's an inner thing. It is not externally. It's like, how often do you smile when you see somebody? How often do you genuinely compliment somebody? Or how often are you friendly at the grocery store? Or how often do you like genuinely have a conversation with somebody? Right? Because think about it. Everything is a vibrational match in this universe. So if you're somebody who's friendly, who's unconditional with the way they interact with people, right? You're not going into relationships or partnerships expecting something out of the person, right? Or having some type of other motive. But if you're like a genuine person who's just, uplifting and genuinely interacts with people, you will have a ton of friends. You will meet a ton of people. You won't have the issue of, I can't find the right person. Basically, that's how the quote went. But anyways, maybe next time I remember. All right. But anyways, that's what I'm getting here. Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Here is the message here from your higher self. Your higher self is telling you to relax, to let go of control, to allow yourself to improvise and adapt and go with the flow of changes here with the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. I get that your higher self is telling you like you have good changes on the horizon and don't be afraid to make changes too. The Ten of Swords is your higher self saying you're consciously aware of what needs to change in your life. So it's time to start making those changes. Whether this is your higher self, your guides, this is more so just a spiritual row. And also, I intuitively read everything, right? I don't sit here with a script or a certain way of doing things. I go with the flow and I allow myself to channel the messages. So I think you're highly aware of the changes that need to be made in your life. And it's time to make those changes because they're going to happen either way. And I feel like the longer you hold on to doing the same thing over and over and over, and you don't take any action steps, Three of Pentacles, toward the fulfillment of your goal, and you don't stay, on top of things, or if you don't stay critical about them, then things are going to change, but they may not change in the way you would want them to change, if you get what I'm saying. So, but I do feel like you got some great things here, though, Aries. Oh, Aries. Let's clarify. If this video is resonating with you, by the way, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to show your support to the channel, it really does help. And if this mic's not on, I think I'm gonna, okay, there we go. Oh, Aries. Let's clarify. By the way, somebody commented the other day, just so I can make this clear. I'm a Scorpio rising, right? And so I have a very intense look, right? Very scorpionic look. Pluto on the first. So sometimes people think like something's wrong. But I'm like, nah, man, that's just my face. Like, that's just my face. They'll be like, Austin, you look upset. I'm like, nah, I'm not upset. This is my face. All right. Is something wrong? Wheel of Fortune here. Some of you are debating, you're thinking about the next moves to make in regards to like your career here. And I just feel like you want to make the right decisions here. You know, I feel like you're looking at the long term of things. And also, like, does it like ignite your soul? Does it feel passionate? You know, is this something that down the line you're still going to be joyful about? You have the Hermit, Six of Wands. I will say this too, for a lot of you, you have a lot of wisdom to spread. Some of you would be great guidance or great guides for people, or a person that could channel their knowledge to the collective. I think you would do really well doing that. Some of you already do that. And, you know, I think, well, whatever it is that you decide to do, I think you're going to be successful with it anyways. So there's just a need to keep moving forward. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. There's changes that you're having to make. There's an energy of focus. I feel like that's required. Two of Pentacles is like when we need to focus and we need to block out distractions and be and really concentrate our efforts in regards to the growth and expansion that we want. And by doing that, we can prosper that way. So I see a lot of you like having to become very disciplined with your approach to things, but nonetheless, I feel like that's what's going to get you through the, you know, over the hurdles. Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like in your relationships here, let me just pull the rest of this row, but Strength card, Star card, some of y'all, this person can be a Leo. Page of Wands, they definitely probably got some fire in that chart if it's the person that you're dealing with or meeting. I would say for the ones that are single, I feel like this happens quite quickly. Like, but I would be open to the possibilities here, or just be open to like seeing where things go. I think it's okay for you to let your guard down for some of you Aries. But I just feel like this is a great connection overall. I feel like this is a very spiritual connection. I feel like this is divine timing. When you have the Star card, Strength card, and then you got, you know, you got matches here with the Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Is very divinely led. It's also very divinely orchestrated. So like if you feel like the universe has sort of synchronized events for you with a particular person, then why not pursue the relationship? Now, I'm not saying it's going to be all rainbows at the end. I'm just saying. For others of you, now, like I said, you could be meeting this person. I feel like it happens quite quickly. All others of you, if you're dealing with a person right now, or if you know a person right now, I see you two just strengthening the bond here. There's a lot going on vibrationally between you two. Like, there doesn't need to be a lot of words that are spoken. It's almost straight to the point. You know, it's very compatible, and the chemistry's there. So, yeah, it just looks like you two are going to be hitting it off. And if you've known this person for a while, then I would say that you two are just going to be continually working together. But it looks good for the rest of May. Three of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Your higher self's wanting you to know you got good changes here. Some of you are on the verge of making new friends, making new relationships as well. the Empress and the Ten of Swords, and you have the Death card, Three of Pentacles here. Yeah, for some of you, this is your higher self is wanting you to. Well, the message I'm getting here is that I do feel like there's positive changes for you. I'm also getting like anything that you really want to put your energy and attention to, like you can. I feel for some of you, it's like you may sort of like feel unworthy of certain things. The Empress is one of those cards spiritually towards like it's your divine birthright to live a joyful, prosperous life. And prosperity doesn't just talk about money, right? Prosperity is an inner thing, right? Because think about it, there's prosperity and there's poor, right? Or poverty, I guess you can say, right? We can be spiritually poor. We can be selfish, greedy, covetous. I think that's how you say it. I just read that word. Covetousness. I had to Google it. It was I was like, what is this? Covetousness, yeah. And that can make us spiritually poor, right? But if we're giving and we're outgoing and we come from a place of unconditional love, we don't have to worry about lacking anything. We become prosperous that way. So I feel like you have a lot of prosperity, but it does start with like realizing like you deserve great things, right? Right. This goes. I also feel like your self-talk here as well. It's like some of you, like your self-talk can be so defeating to the point to where it sort of talks you out of things, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna pull you one more card. I feel like I need to pull this card. You have the Power here. So I feel like a lot of you guys are reclaiming your power and your potency. So yeah, that's what I got for you, Aries, for your mid-month reading. And I appreciate y'all. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below in the description. The personal readings have been a lot of fun, and yeah, I've just been enjoying them a lot. So if you want to book one and this resonated with you and you feel guided to, that link's down below. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting on there. And yeah, if the video resonated with you, if you don't mind leaving a thumbs up, that really does help. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button hit the bell button, and you'll be notified when I upload your videos. So yeah, anyways, I'll see y'all later.